focusing, spotlighting, please.
What is the solution?
So there are no solutions. The solutions don't exist at all. We have come to a point where the whole world is in danger of blowing up. If you are interested, if you don't want, it's a different matter. I go with it. I'm not concerned about that at all. Let anything more to happen in the world today, like you see the church dominated the world, and then the monarchy, and then the common man. Whatever your way of life, whatever your way of thinking, you are going to defend it with the most powerful weapons. You will not let opportunity for anything to rise anymore in this world, anywhere in the world.
The man has reached his end.
Man has not reached the end, he is reaching the end very soon. So not your peace, not your talk, not your religion, nothing is going to stop. Why you ask? You see, because whatever is created has to be destroyed. And nature may have chosen this to start all over again. It doesn't matter to nature. What does it matter?
This is a speculation.
It's a speculation. If you want an answer, I don't know why this self-consciousness occurred in the human species. I don't even want to speculate. If you want an answer, probably. This time, whatever is created has to be destroyed. Thought is born. For you. Now, if I say you think you not. What is there is the answer. That answer is given by somebody else. You have accepted that because even these things, ordinary measurements are arbitrary. All the optics are arbitrary. Time is arbitrary. Now it is 7 o'clock here, we are eating dinner here, other people are eating breakfast there, some others are eating lunch somewhere else.
Relative.
Time is if you say relative, you are mystified. See, there is no such thing as time, not even chronological time. Psychological time, this is all unnecessary stuff. So time doesn't exist. The only time is the thought. So what is bothersome for you is to achieve a result in time. Tomorrow, the day after. All achievements are in time. The instrument which is operating there has come into existence in time, so it cannot understand the possibility of anything happening except in the field of time. So thought is time, and thought cannot understand the possibility of any action. It knows only its action. It cannot conceive the possibility of any action other than the action in time.
No, that I understand. But you say the answer is within the question.
Yes, otherwise I say, who am I? For example, there is an assumption that there is something there other than, you see, the I you know. I say no. So the assumption that there is something, you see this question, who am I? Strengthened and fortified by some teacher telling you, try this. You see.
Avastha-traya.
Yes, sir, that's all.
Somebody says dream, sleep, and the three stages are there. So find out who am I.
Who I am. Transcend them. There's nothing there to transcend. You see, if there is anybody who is curious,
Nobody tells
it
me.
is that.
Nobody tells me. I
Don't
sit,
ask.
sir, I sit and then find out. I slept for about 8 hours. And I had a bad, wild dream. Then again, I'm awake, I'm up
You
to
will not
dreaming.
sleep. When you sleep,
So,
you can't
will
dream.
not be thinking by
Listen,
myself.
you cannot dream if you are sleeping.
So, after sleep, early morning, when I get up, I have a wild dream.
Yes.
Then I get up, I wake up and I perspire also. Then I find out what is this happening. Every day I go to sleep.
You are influenced by the idea of this prasthana. What do you
No,
call it? There is no division there actually.
But some uneducated, illiterate villager.
We are not concerned about the uneducated, is illiterate. That is you. You are not educated, you are illiterate.
So by suggestion only I am thinking like
Yes, that's all. You are that illiterate, uneducated villager. Because you know a lot, repeat memory. That's all, sir, there is nothing there. That is why it doesn't touch anything there. You know, it cannot touch anything there. This is true. Very much interested in preventing that touching is because it is the enemy of this. You see, it is destroying the sensitivity of this. You see, totally unrelated. All ideas about this are unrelated.
I will become a courageous, a dhira and blast it out.
You cannot. Dhira, you see, Daschan Dhira, Abhayam, why? It is not through courage. You see, that is where the problem is. You see, what I am left with is the courage. You see, not through courage. How the whole totality of everything that everybody thought, felt and experienced is thrown out of the system, I don't know. So what is there is the courage. Not through courage. What you are left with is the courage. What you are left with is fearlessness. Not the other way around.
But what is that left?
The courage that you have to climb the mountains, the tallest mountain in the world, cannot help you to throw the whole thing out. Because that courage is a self-centered activity. Through this act of danger, you see, you are strengthening that and you call it courage. It is not, you are a frightened man. You want to be somebody through climbing the tallest peak in this world, and through that you live.
I don't understand it.
Yes, fearlessness is Brahman means not, you cannot be free from, how did this fearlessness come into being? Nothing, you see, helps you to free you from the
So
fear.
what is left is the $1,000,000 question.
What is left you will never be able to say. So if you call it a courage, you have already put the man on the wrong track by telling him that, you see, it is courage, you see, by fearlessness. He wants to be in a fearless state, he wants to be in that courage, you know. Or if you talk of that as love, this, that, you see, you are taking him for a ride.
So is it not that
No, I am explaining to you, because you see the idea of the Dhira, what it meant to them and you, it's not our concern. It doesn't mean anything.
probably what you are saying is what is meant there?
I don't know, but it's of no importance to us. You see. So that has not helped you. The man who was here yesterday, that professor of electronics, he said that he read Autonomy, and after reading that book, he was in a dazed state for 8 days, he said. I don't know, I also studied, that was my textbook. And some of the statements there intrigued me. They intrigued me when that fellow said in answer to the question, are you born? It intrigued me. You see, it was not that statement that helped me to say what I am saying. You see, it may be a parallel thing, maybe he said exactly the same thing, that's not my interest. That did not help me.
That statement did not help.
No, it just intrigued me.
Intrigued you.
Huh?
Intrigued you.
Intrigued in the sense I don't understand what he means by that.
But it made you
There it stopped. It didn't, you see, I did not pursue the matter, try to understand or what he meant or read commentaries on that. I always rejected the commentaries on the Upanishads. You know, I don't want to understand this. You see, if I don't know Sanskrit, I have to learn Sanskrit and understand. But I don't want Shankara's interpretation. I don't want Ramanuja's interpretation. See, that was my makeup, you see. So if I don't understand the text, you see, I don't understand the text. That's all I
Probably
don't.
that is the one who was rejecting and looking at it.
That interpretation is not helping me to understand. You see, that's.
He is giving his glasses.
He was supplying this phrase I learned today. Kabir said that at the end of his life, what I have done is I have been selling mirrors to blind men. That's all. Huh? That's all.
All the teachings.
All the teachings are the same.
Firstly, separation occurred in the consciousness.
No. That created the consciousness.
Which created this, the
Separation
separation?
from the totality of things. That is self-consciousness. That's the only consciousness.
In that case, I am interrupting you.
Listen, what you have to say is important, not what the Upanishads say, what the
My
teacher says.
question is different. You say man has got consciousness.
No.
Similarly,
No, I'm not saying there is no such thing as
separation has created consciousness
somewhere.
somewhere.
Yes, he is asking the question, why, when it occurred. That was his question. I am not asking. I know how you become self-conscious. Why you want to maintain that all the time. I know. That's what I am talking about now.
So with the same situation, animal does not have this.
Why are you comparing yourself with the animals?
We will know what consciousness is when we know what made
You tell me, sir.
what made it separate.
No, that's not
Some
important.
inducement.
No, that is not important. What is important is how this consciousness is occurring in you now. If you read Chandogya, you see that makes it difficult for you to understand what is happening in you. You understand? Or if you listen to me, I am the block. If you want to understand and know anything about it, how you are functioning, I have to go first.
So I reject everything. sir.
Just say reject.
I will reject everything.
If you reject that, no, if you reject what you are going to say after that, will not be there. Anything you say after that, that shows you have not rejected this.
No, I will only be trying to aware,
No.
aware of what is happening to me.
It's not possible, sir. No. That awareness is a joke.
That is again thought created and thought induced.
You can tell me, see there is something there, sir. You tell me, you are not even looking. You are reeling off what is there. But you see, I am saying, look, you tell me what you think of awareness looking at. If anything you say, you are not aware, I know that. If assuming for a moment there is just awareness, choiceless or otherwise, whatever is happening there has no room there. That much I know. You see, huh? I am even saying something, you see, which rejects even that. Even witness, Sakshi I am rejecting. Sakshi Bhava I am rejecting. Sakshi Chaitanya I am rejecting. So, you know, so I am not saying anything about what is there when this is absent. I am not saying anything there. Because I don't want to sell you a shoddy piece of goods and put you on a merry-go-round. Promise you anything which is just not possible. You see, you are throwing in has brought the energy out. You see, you know.
Sir, I don't know how to see it. When I see it, I don't know. But when you see it, what do you see?
You and I see in exactly the same way.
Oh,
Without,
I see.
that's all that I am
Seeing is
saying. But you are superimposing on that some other way. There is no other way. You see, no other way of looking at it other than the way, see, I am looking at that in exactly the same way as you are. So you create me.
Am I naming it?
No, naming it, listen. Naming, recognition, one and the same. That's a very clever trick you are playing with it. I can look at it without naming, without recognition. Recognition is naming. You are making this subtle distinction. Recognizing you, you see, and naming you are one and the same.
When I see a tree, why should I see?
You never see a tree.
It is a mango tree.
No, it is an assumption on your part that you are seeing the tree. You are not. Dangerous, sir. It's what I am warning you.
Seeing is just seeing, that's
The way anybody sees that. If you say the object is there, whether you name it or not, the word is not the thing, sir. This is all absolute crap. You see.
Leading to insanity.
Not insanity. If it leads you to insanity, you are saved. See, there are three ways of resolving the human predicament. One is to commit suicide. You see, the mad women, you see, they become mad. They have come to terms with the fact that it is impossible for them to fit into the framework, the value system they have given up. If you push them further, they will commit suicide. There is no other way. You see? And the other thing is to be frightened and live in the hope that one day you will fit yourself into the framework. And the third thing is a man like me who is not in conflict with that at all. Not that I have come to terms, not that I have understood. That is all that is there, and there is no question of you are trying to fit into the framework. You are not in conflict.
So 1 in a billion again.
1 in a trillion. And that is not because of what he does or what he does not. It is, you see, a freak of nature. A biological freak, and that should not be used as a model for man. That's where we went wrong. All these spiritual teachers, you don't even know. You see? So why denial of sex has become a necessary thing for moksha is because that fellow is an abnormal case, abnormality. You are using it as a model. And so you move away from that and talk of tantric sex, indulgent sex as the means to attain moksha. Denial of that. All this nonsense because you really don't know that fellow. Why he cannot have? You see, it's an abnormal case. It is an abnormal individual. So if you use that, you see, it's the tragedy of mankind. A very simple biological need of the body is blown out of proportion.
It is already a tragedy.
It is.
He is already living in tragedy.
He does not know.
So either he is...
Why tragedy, sir? He is the most happiest man.
Who?
The man. Well, then who else thinks otherwise?
Listen, you see, there is no such thing as happiness for me. You are talking of eternal happiness. I really do, you have to take my word, I don't care. I really do not know what happiness is. So I can't be concerned about it. I can't be
That
unhappy.
should apply to all your emotions.
All. Everything.
No anger, no grief, no sorrow.
You see anger because you call that anger. It's coming with, you see, a tremendous
It's
force.
not reaction, it's not...
Not at all, it is not. It is not there anymore. You give a name and call it, the man is angry. first of all, something that cannot occur there in the body if it is bad for the body. You are not dealing with anger, you are dealing with anger as a social problem and not as an ethical problem or a spiritual problem. The fear that anger will hurt somebody, will hurt you, and all the rest is nonsense. That is bad for the body, that is bad for the spiritual thing. It is not there anymore. It's like some wave coming and it is absorbed by that thing. And what you are dealing with is not anger, not greed, not any of those things, but the frustration of not those things happening again and again and again. You will never be free from anger, I guarantee. If you are free from anger, that's a stone. It's not a living thing. You call it anger. The outburst of energy, you give a name and call it anger. Another moment it is, you don't even know what it is. I don't know. You may see me angry lashing at you.
How does it happen when you are
It's like any other way, Christian.
What made you do that?
You call it, I don't call it an anger. It cannot harm me or harm anybody, my anger. Your anger.
Some instigation must be there for you to become angry.
No, I'm not angry at all. It's your problem, it is not my problem.
I provoke you.
You are
to
not
become
provoking me. You are not provoking me. You are frustration of yourself. That is reflected here. If there is a very soft, that is what people find. You see, my reactions are different with the different people. You know? So it depends upon you. It's reflecting whatever is going on there. It comes with the same force that is there. Your frustration is, you call it anger. A frustrated man is a dangerous man. You see, you want to force people. The frustration because you are supposed to be free from anger. For whatever reason, for spiritual reasons, for social reasons, for reasons of fear that it will hurt you and hurt others. That is what you are trying. You have not succeeded. Tomorrow or less and less and less. You see, you are less and less. You see, your aging process, your impossibility of controlling anger, for whatever reason, you say it is less and less, but no. It is not the anger that is the problem, it is not the greed that is the problem, but the frustration of, because you are not able to free yourself from that. So you are not dealing with those things, sir. You can't deal with that, it is fire. Can you look at sun? It will burn your eyes. This anger is a tremendous achievement for a moment. You call that anger, but it's an outburst of tremendous energy, and you can't touch that. It will destroy you. So anger will free you from everything, not the freedom from anger.
It is like a sun flare.
Yes, it destroys the thought which is trying, you see, to free itself from anger. So selfishness, greed, it has to burn there. You know, then only
We are only trying to avoid being selfless and do this, do that.
yeah. You are dealing with that, you have not succeeded in your next life. Good luck to you. There is no action there. The anger, outburst of anger is the action.
Comparatively, who is a better person, a man in a natural state or a man in an unnatural state?
Everybody is in a natural state. Your wanting to be free from anger is unnatural.
Or even if I am unnatural state.
Anything you want to be free from is unnatural there. For any reasons, social reasons, spiritual reasons, ethical reasons, for harmony, for any reason, that is unnatural. This is very natural. It cannot harm you, it cannot harm us.
So only the natural state has neither sorrow nor pleasure or peace. It
Is that what
transcends.
you want? Is that what
It
you want?
transcends all.
No transcending. No transcending. Transcending doesn't exist.
Probably the word using the word is wrong.
You see, transcending Swapna, Jagrata, Sushupti state is not Turiya. I am not interpreting your text. The total absence of this division there is the state that you are talking about. So I don't give that word Turiya, that
No,
isn't.
Turiya, separate state may not be there.
No, the absence of division there,
Yes.
which says that I am awake, that I am sleeping, that I am dreaming, that is absent.
That is what Shankara.
I don't know what Shankara says. So the question of transcending and describing that state as Turiya, Atita, it can't be described that.
But you further said that even that you deny the consciousness itself.
I am not denying, only when you talk of consciousness, I am rejecting it because there is no such thing as consciousness at all. So it is not the division in consciousness into wakeful, dreaming and sleeping states, but a total absence of consciousness. You see, this is a knowledge that you are asleep, that you are awake, that you are. When it is not divided into three different states, you cannot have the knowledge of what is there. So you can say that it is pure consciousness, absence of division in consciousness, so it has no way of knowing anything about it. Still, you know that these three are absent, and you are talking about that. So that means it really doesn't matter whether the three states are there or the three states are absent. What you are experiencing is a tricky thing there. And tell yourself that you are transcended, that you are living in euphoria. You cannot give any name to it.
Are you not a sakshi for these three states?
There is no sakshi. As long as the sakshi is there, what you are talking cannot be there.
You are wakeful.
I don't even know that I am awake. How can I say that? If you ask me the question, I will say, yes, I am awake. And further, I will say why I tell that I am awake. So all that knowledge, you are provoking that knowledge to come into operation or into being because of the question. Otherwise, I have no way of knowing at all whether I am awake, asleep or dreaming. Now they have dropped the idea
So
of...
you are separating yourself from knowledge also within you.
No, there is no knowledge at any time. Where is the question of separating? The knowledge that you are awake, that you are asleep, that you are dreaming, that you are living in a state where all the three are absent, that is also a knowledge. Because you have the knowledge of Turiya state, somebody else talked about. You are telling me that you have transcended this or that you want to transcend this and live in the Turiya state.
The highest description in Vedanta they have given to the state is Sat Chit Ananda.
Yes.
That what I now feel is that is existence, consciousness, bliss.
Existence questioning.
When we become conscious of the existence, then bliss is there.
That is false.
So the whole thing is false. The definition is
Yes,
false.
that's all. You
He is
cannot.
becoming conscious of the existence, his existence.
That's
So he experiences bliss.
so that is why both are the same.
Both are the same.
It is a worthless experience.
That's what the
That's
same.
all that I'm saying.
That
A petty little
the
experience.
definition is
And you sell that like the way Krishnamurti and all the others in the market. It creates a market, but it is not a genuine thing. It will not help anybody.
because he becomes conscious of the existence. Otherwise, there is no bliss.
So no question of freeing anybody else. There is no question of saving anybody. There is no question of the war.
No, that is what we say. That is we say Sat Chit Anand. But actually it doesn't exist there at all.
Or why you talk of that?
The first thing that comes to definition is Sat Chit Ananda. Because
The existence itself
existence itself,
cannot
if
be
he separates and he is conscious of the existence, then immediately he experiences.
If you are conscious of this one state that you are awake, all the other two are there, the dreaming and then the sleep.
Everything is. From there it multiplies.
Multiplies. And then you see the same thing tells you that the absence of this is Turiya state. And if you are not satisfied with Turiya state and feel that your Guru is in a Turiya Atita state, you invent another Turiya. Turiya itself is bad. The Turiya Atita is worse. If Turiya Atita, if there is any such thing as Turiya Atita state, Valentine is in that state. But that is caused by some damage in the tissue in the brain. So those people also had damaged tissues in their brains and experienced this Turiya Atita state on top. Sick people.
So that in the Vedantic definition of Sat Chit Ananda.
See, we are speaking from outside.
There is very outside and inside, sir.
We are all from knowledge only.
Sir, what I am
See, that
saying
is a state. UG does not say. From our point of view, we must try to explain UG. So we put the word Satguru Chitta Ananda.
Yes.
To UG it means nothing. For us it means it's a standpoint.
how can you experience from me from that standpoint? Tell me. As long as your existence is there, so long as you say the bliss is there, what is the other one? Satchit Ananda.
Consciousness.
What is Chit? Consciousness.
Consciousness.
Ananda is bliss.
Bliss. The moment that he becomes conscious of the existence, there is bliss. That is the only thing which starts from there.
I don't know how they use that.
And what he is telling is, when there is no consciousness, is there bliss?
Is there existence?
Is there existence?
So what is the consciousness you are talking about?
That is also not there.
No, what is it? You don't give me the definitions, you don't tell me what the Chandogya Upanishad said or Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says about that. I am not interested. Or what the psychologists are talking about. I am not interested in those definitions. I know a lot more about them than you do. You see? Huh? So what do you have to say? Anything you say is from there, not you. Anything you say.
And how did they say?
They say exactly the same way you are saying. They repeated some other nonsense of their predecessors.
So one blind man giving another.
So they were all selling mirrors to the blind men. Ultimately that. With everything like that.
Commits. Selling mirrors to the blind.
Mirrors to the blind men. A good phrase.
And Yatri also has used that.
Yeah, I think.
That's where I not even I, that fellow really. Our, I don't know, what is his name? Our Radhakrishna.
But how this came about for
Sir, why are you asking for
5,000 years with all tapasya, with meditation? And
Listen, sir, you can put all the 5,000 plus UG out. If you put UG out, all the 5,000.
Then the next question. If you say you are unique and you can blast me out, how can you be blasted out? I may become unique.
Listen, the moment you succeed in fitting me into the tradition, I am already a tradition, so there is no revolution here.
Tradition, what you have said becomes a tradition. But other than that, how can you become obsolete?
I become, because all tradition is obsolete, You have succeeded, no, you have succeeded in fitting me into the tradition. That's what you are trying all the time.
What I have tried to fit you in becomes obsolete.
Huh?
What I have tried to fit you in becomes obsolete.
Nothing exists outside of that.
When I am in that state,
What actually whatever I am saying is tradition for you.
yes.
That's all. For me, it is not
So
revolution.
that gets blasted out. I
No,
agree.
no question of
What is the
blasting.
question of UG being blasted out?
Because you see, UG is tradition there.
UG and I will become one then.
No. No. UG is tradition. Not revolution. Revolution is a political game that people play. Only revolution, one and only revolution. That's all is said. Stop. Forget that. You see. The moment you see, you are doing it all the time. Every statement of mine is tradition for you. You see. Gopura.
Actually, it is not. Actually, it is not a tradition. Every statement is something new.
If you call it new, it is tradition.
No, but what UG has said is, you can blast me out.
Manner of speaking, you see. Not me, right?
Blasting the sense.
A natural state cannot be blasted out. I can only blast what UG says, has said, or I have understood.
Listen, they said then if you are lucky to throw the whole thing out, that is the natural state, which is different, which can't be.
Then can I say that UG and I and so many others are all in the same natural state?
No, it is not a greatest common fact.
He will not even get a doubt whether they're all one.
Then you have
There
said,
is no one, you can't tell yourself that you are all one.
then you have said further, it's a movement.
Yes, it cannot be captured and contained. Now we listen to the music.
Whenever the horoscope sounds about a relation character as jubilant that makes it
Not that.
about third.
Why should it don't come back? Because you are dying it every another day there. Not we wait until 9.
Right now.
Not now.
Coming 48 days will bring about a remarkable metaphysical metamorphosis and a new system of thought gets inserted. A persistent presumption takes root only to expand universally when Jupiter transits the Lagna from August 20. No, Khyata Syat, because you are going to acquire Khyati, Janavanditaha. Then you are going to be, I mean,
That means they blame me.
that's not Vanditaha. Vandana is different. Rajalanchito Vishnu.
Getting this feeling now you have to go to Switzerland more often.
Yes.
Here is very
Those streets,
All animosities get dissolved. Look here, Mahesh, in capitals he has written it. All animosities get dissolved. Virulent when a grievous loss is indicated, the end would be peaceful. At the onset of new epoch, for another 15 years, the new teaching will bring about a total intellectual upset and a new dimension of thought with an eternal basis. It will bracket the horoscopian among the spiritual immortals. The ninth house of...
I'm already immortal through the memory of these people. That's the only way, no other way.
so why are we talking about your death and all this?
Vatsha Gauri Sitam Swanikesam Naradipam Uchastam Dhaninam Khatam Satrikuna
Translate,
Katana.
Swami.
He only started with.
Wait, but translate that, what is it, Kathy? Duddu irukka.
He passes into white radiance of eternity. Mortal coils will be shuffled at will.
Manjari.
The end he has said about it last days, final days.
He passes into white radiance of
Of course,
eternity.
we have reduced.
Mortal coils will be shuffled at will.
That's just not possible. That's the favorite saying of all these people.
No, but the question is, to say the will is not operating at all.
Not operating
It's
at-
at all.
Especially at that time.
No, you can't willingly die, you mean?
No, not that. You see, when the death takes place, so let us put it quote and unquote. You see, how it comes, when it comes, you wouldn't know. It's not the same every time. You see, sometimes there is a consciousness of the body. Slowly, one part after another, the body disappears. And the consciousness, quote unquote, is centered only in one point. That point is the resting of the stool on the lower limb. That's all that you are there at that time.
And point is,
Resting at the lower tip of the
Upper tool on the lower limb, that is the one point that you are there. You understand that? That means still there is a division. Somebody is experiencing that one point where the upper tooth is resting on this.
That's the last.
Some other time you see that foot you see is resting on that. No other part of the body is there for that person. That is the one point that is.
Certain this.
No, this, sometimes this,
Sometimes that.
you see, sometimes this one is resting on the bed. Like that, every time it is different. When once you see the whole thing disappears, what happens during that time, you will never be able to find out. You see, it doesn't last long. If it lasts long for a fraction of a minute, you are dead. You see, the life. When you come back, as it were, the body is still, like a box. So it has to slowly come back. You see the moment. That is yoga. You see, yoga begins with death and not end with, you see, the savasana. You take the savasana after all this physical torture of the body and you see, tell yourself that this is savasana. But you start first with a corpse and then the body coming back to its normal functioning is yoga. Not the other way around. So every time, you see, it's different. Very strange. The movements of the body are like this doctor friend of mine, Leboyer, was watching me all the time. He says, I have delivered 13,000, I have brought 13,000 children into this world, UG. And the movements of your body are exactly like the body of a newborn
child.
Newborn. Now he is talking, publishing books. He's very well known, you see. He has published a lot of books on natural childbirth. He's crazy now. You see, so but he was responsible for 13,000 children in Paris, you see. So he says, I have been watching you for so many years, you see. I used to live in their house in Paris. He says it is exactly like the newborn. Every movement of it. So you slowly, that is yoga. You know, that is when 2 points, this point and this point, the body takes, but standing on head, standing on your shoulders is nothing but, you see, acrobatics. The movements of the body are so gracious, so natural. That should have been recorded, you see, in the video. It would be very interesting. You know? Valentine used to watch all that at that time. He didn't even bother to take photos.
But now it is not.
It is happening most of the
It
time.
does happen.
It does happen. You see, when it comes, nobody knows.
Sometimes it's
Suddenly-
totally spontaneous.
Suddenly it happens, you see. So if this time, very strange, sir. I went to Sydney, I didn't, after all this race, the air hostesses bothered me. I didn't want to see anybody. I rented a place, apartment. You remember that? You could not.
I don't want to see
I
anybody.
didn't want to see anybody. I didn't want even to come out of my bed.
Why they bother you?
I don't know. You see, I was dead for 2 days. It's not physical tiresomeness. You see, I come out and I put a note outside, don't disturb me. For 2 days I didn't eat at all. Going in and coming out, going in and coming out, you see. You are born, you are dead, you are born, you are dead, you see, like that. It went on, and 3 days, 72 hours. I didn't know what happened to me. And then slowly, I had to go and get some food, you see, fill the fridge there.
He's in Sydney.
In Sydney. I didn't want to see anybody. These people were calling that, good morning Australia. You know, I never answered it. Close that, this telephone I could stop, you know, I was using this telephone. Huh? And then I see I put a, you also called me once, twice, you didn't get it. You
Yeah,
also
I was live, I think.
yes.
But I was on there.
I was there, it's not
How
out.
big was the phone?
Not picking the phone. Dying. It is not bliss, you come off from that ananda, nothing will say, nothing.
But 3 weeks you stayed. 1 week, yes, you stayed with these people.
1 week, that was horrible. I was living with the python.
When he was conscious, but this stage, he's totally
Yes.
dying in the
So
sense.
what I found is,
What happened to you in
He's
San
sleeping.
Francisco? You were with a foul moon. I said, don't get out
No,
from
no,
here.
no,
because these people were
I
bothering
told
me.
you that he's depressed. How do you know?
These people were bothering me all the time.
Ah,
You see, suddenly I didn't want to see anybody.
yes.
Don't meet anybody.
That message there on the machine, you see, I bought for around $89 that machine, you see. Who are you? What do you want? I don't want to see. You see. If you have read the book, that's enough. You see, the book has not done its job. Still people continue to bother me. Constantly the telephone is ringing. I want to come, I want to come, I want to see you, I want to see. Very strange that in Australia,
You mean to say that death doesn't come necessarily every time in the same form?
you can't ask for it and say, I'm going to die. Never. Never. And what happens during that, you see, it doesn't last long. It looks as if it is eternity, but if you watch the clock, you have no way of noting the time. It couldn't be even a minute or two, not even minute. You see, it looks like eternity. And by the time you wake up, you see it comes
Hi, I'm in Swati.
in the bed. Slowly, slowly, if you try, you can't do anything. So that is why I maintain that yoga begins with the death. So you have to go through, maybe all these people watch you see, this kind of a thing happening to some. Patanjali was not a yogi.
He's a chronicler.
He is a chronicler. He was not a yogi.
No, he's not.
But at least he was honest enough to say, Sukhasana he talked, but not all these acrobatics. Sukhasana he said. But the very first sentence.
Yoga was extant much before Patanjali.
Chitta Suddhi.
Nirodha. He was just
Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Actually, is it volitional? Is it through your volition you are going to do it?
Day, you see, there is no time, 24 hours, you don't know what's happening. I didn't go to the toilet for 3 days. Urine, I used to get like a zombie walking there, going to the toilet. Bowels did not move. 40 days it has to.
No, you didn't eat anything.
Nothing. That's why that also stopped.
You were getting up and going to the urine.
I don't remember. I had to go, of course. Water I was drinking sometimes. You know.
You were not hungry.
No. Hunger I never have, Chandrasekhar. I don't give a chance for that to feel hunger. You see, I feed this body from time to time for some energy. You see, regularly I feed it. So that what hunger, thirst I don't know. Sometimes thirst is there. If you don't eat for 2-3 days, there is no hunger there. The hunger tantrums finished, afterwards no hunger. It lives on itself. The body that they have recorded, chronicled all the terrorists that died in Ireland, you see, the fantastic spiritual experiences. If you read that, you see, what they were describing, they were no different from all the spiritual experiences of the people who have, when they fast. Fasting, that is why it's one of the integral parts of your spiritual sadhana. You have, Jesus fasted 40 years, 40 days he fasted. And he experienced all these fantasies. And he thought that he was somewhere there and just created the mischief. 40 days he was fasting there.
Fasted for about 21 days in the jail.
Yes, yes.
Last day.
He thought all that was something, you see, walking hand in hand. That joker was a real fast. That's why he was a misguided Jew. Oh, that was strange. You saw that there in that Last Temptation.
Last Temptation,
Sitting
yeah.
there,
On the fire,
Hmm?
the fireside.
Fireside, oh boy. Buddha same. Fasted.
About to die.
About to die.
He gave up. Then only he realized.
What?
When he fasted,
Buddha.
he suffered.
Sir, that's the time you fast for some days, you will be surprised. You will get all kinds of experiences, spiritual experiences, you can call them. Drugs, he can talk about that. There is nothing spiritual about this stuff. You want to make love to every tree is flowing, dissolving. First, I'll tell something about that. That was how they got into
LSD or marijuana.
LSD. Marijuana is nothing.
So what
What the Mexicans
Listen,
use.
what you're saying is, I can relate to it at times, that experience, almost disappearing, and that feeling of timelessness, eternity, and every corner of this earth is holy.
Every corner of this earth
Earth
is holy.
Everything, every rock, every face,
Every
tears of compassion flowing down, concern for human suffering,
Yes.
the sense of cosmic laughter, everything. I mean, it's the most natural experience. Everything.
How much time did it last?
16 hours. LSD effect, 16 hours.
What about the peyote which they talk about in
That is
Mexico?
nothing. That is nothing. Now they had
Is it the ginseng seeds?
something I don't know.
In Mexico they use peyote.
Yes.
Around also.
It's peyote. It's
I don't know that. They have trace in this soma.
Psychedelic. No, psychedelic. It's a psychedelic.
Division between
Sir,
your
very
stars
strange,
and
sir,
their-
very strange. You don't believe that. This fellow who was
So that Castaneda talks so
well,
much.
not
about
that there was one Brazilian who was a great admirer of J. Krishnamurti. He would have done anything for him. You see, he used to come and he always kept himself at a distance because I was attacking J. Krishnamurti. This fellow went to Brazilian jungles there. There he found some Indians who were eating some kind of leaves, you see. They similar to the soma, something like that, but they don't know exactly what it is. And he sat there, he asked them a question about U.G. Krishnamurti. I met a man, you see, in Switzerland, and this is the way he's operating, he's functioning. And then, you see, he did not mention my name at all. They are psychic in a very strange way. They said, we know all about him. We know about the other man also. The other man hasn't made it. This man is just hanging like this by a thread, you see. This is the genuine McCoy. That is the bogus bastard. There in the jungles, you see this Brazilian jungles.
Who is this man? This Brazilian?
This Brazilian from Sao Paulo, he used to come there very often. He lived so many years there. And then when this fellow said he was shattered, how this fellow, then he started taking drugs and he's finished now. He wanted, you see, to have all those books.
They are psychedelic.
Yeah, they got sick because he was asking them.
మన ఉమ్మెత్తి గింజలు ఏమండి దత్తుర
Psychic power, you see, when he mentioned it, they knew who I was.
Usually datura seeds they consume as a part of the ritual.
Yes, part of the ritual.
But datura is not so powerful as
No, it's
peyote.
not powerful. Not powerful.
Mescaline, man. All right.
That is from peyote, mescaline actually.
It's just a pity that
From peyote seeds.
Aldous Huxley hoped to write something about this LSD trip, but it was too late for him. You see, he was dying of cancer of the lip, and he did take towards the end, but he died immediately after that. He had no chance to talk about it.
Mescaline is an extract from that peyote.
Yes.
But Juji, once I had LSD and you returned to the house,
Yes.
I had exactly that feeling as I'm going to meet this man on LSD. And I remember I held your hand. Actually, when I want to have LSD and hold this man's hand, something would nothing happened. In fact, I did not hallucinate. I had no experiences, nothing.
After taking LSD,
Yes,
catching
the
a
first time I had a very manageable dose. I don't know what happened. I had no experience that time at all. Only few of physical energy, nothing else. I did not go into this kind of a mental.
you didn't have a high. You are catching his hand. So that has tremendous de-drugging effect.
I met a German girl there in Germany, and she didn't know anything about Hinduism. She did not hear of your scriptures here. And when she had this, she experienced this, you see, what is that? She asked me, what is this? Terry, you see, had all these Tibetan mandalas she experienced before that. So where is it, all these experiences? Are they locked up somewhere there? And why when they take these drugs, you see all these come up, and in the end, Donald Duck came.
For Terry.
Terry, after all these mandalas, all these religious experience, he never read any of those books. Then afterwards, you see, he tried to compare them, and somebody told him these are all the mandalas you are experiencing. And in the end, Donald Duck. So the impact of Donald Duck on your so-called consciousness, you see, will be tremendous in the future. They will be, you see, experiencing the Superman 1, 2, 3, 4, but not all your holy sages, saints and saviors. The impact of that, you see, in the American mind is tremendous. So they will only have these things that's all in the future, not your gods and goddesses. So there is nothing to these things. But the unanswered question is, where is it locked up? All these experiences, experienced by people in distant lands.
Where is it locked up?
Where is it locked up? Is it there in that one single cell? The whole thing is transmitted from one single cell, that's all. The whole blueprint is there now, they say. The whole blueprint is there in one single cell.
The entire code is
The entire code is there.
only thing is you have to unlock it.
That's all.
Mechanism.
No,
Nothing there's.
you can't do it.
The brain is nothing. You
You have
don't
the
understand.
feeling of God sitting on the planet.
Yes.
I stood there, I had 1,000 mics at the highest I had. You feel that everything disappears and you're like God sitting down on the planet. All
The whole
powerful,
animal.
all powerful. You can do what you want. It's amazing that kind of experience. It's amazing what happens on
So
drugs.
it only shows the worthlessness of all these experiences of these bastards. How they con themselves into this belief and con everybody.
So one thing is about when you go to Amarnath,
After that,
content of oxygen is very low there.
there is
No.
depression.
No. What happens?
Like
is-
meditation, you have to go back again to, sorry,
When you go to Amarnath, 16,500 feet.
height of the mountains.
Yes, the quantum of oxygen that is taken into system It's far less than what it is. You feel like just like as you inhale the laughing gas, the nitrous oxide. So you get into a mood of, if you are religiously bent, you do get into a mood of euphoria. Similarly, when you do complete Rejection, suppose for instance,
Yes,
yoga,
exactly what you are doing.
exactly what you are feeling about.
Cutting out is
Yes.
the inflow of oxygen into your brain.
Similarly, how
All these pranayama exercises.
exactly that's what I meant.
I was feeling so good.
These drugs will exactly cut off the quantum of oxygen that is being taken into the brain cells.
And also,
And that produces the same reaction.
no, also disturbing the chemistry
This
of the
chemistry of
body.
this thing, exactly, is how you are producing it. So they must have been already there.
Now, you
Suppose
see, when they talk to the chocolate,
Meditation never gave
eating
me
of
any
chocolate,
experience.
meditation, my dear friend,
produce
in
the
the
same
sense of
chemical effects in the body.
you are
You
talking
have
of
to
your,
think in
don't
terms
talk
of
about
chemistry
the
and
meditation is
nothing
not thinking about anything. Not to think about anything is meditation.
No, physical meditation, breathing exercise never took me that high.
No,
Never.
meditation.
Never gave me anything close to it.
You have to
Practice
do
all
it.
the dynamic meditation,
Nothing,
120 techniques.
nothing. LSD did it. LSD gave you all the experience. Actually,
Not
what
what's
was
experience,
what
but
was the
a
experience.
sort of a sense of euphoria you do feel in pranayama. There is no doubt about it. Especially when you do
Pranayama,
it.
yes, yes.
Yes, you do feel it.
But you know that what he says on LSD, you experience
that is it.
Looking there, wiped out.
Yes.
You get that feeling on LSD.
Images are gone.
This only this. Only this.
Temporarily.
Yeah, temporarily.
But here it's permanent finish.
Frame after frame.
So you want that to be a permanent experience, LSD is not possible. That's why you went to
Go back again and again.
That's
So that's the reason why they all got interested in these religious things.
Keep this, sir.
You see, and a poetic, romantic thing like J. Krishnamurti, they all fell for that. Anyway, otherwise, you see, that's why it is finished. The hippies contributed nothing to the thinking of man. It was a wasted generation. They all are now back again as the yuppies in America, money making, that's all that they are interested in. Nothing else. Living an ordinary life, falling into the mainstream, whoever is left out. The others are destroyed themselves. And that created the market for all these fellows going there to America and exploit. The demand for this kind of thing. That is why he focused it, Jack Nicholson said about Krishnamurti. We all thought that fellow had the answers for mankind's problems. That was 60s, in 80s they show his video cassettes between two hardcore sex films. Because nobody would show his video cassettes there. Even if you pay money, they don't want to bother about it, Krishnamurti or anybody or Rajneesh. There is one channel there, you see, popular channel. They will show anything you want. You have to pay the money, that's all. That channel, you see, one after the other, Muktananda comes, J. Krishnamurti comes, Rajneesh comes, you see, and all those evangelists there every day, you see, along with it, one after the other, one after the other. That generation was a lost generation. I mean, lost not in that sense of the word, but they haven't contributed anything to the enrichment of human thinking, except that they fell for this kind of a thing, and these people from India exploited them. All these gurus, they created a market for these bastards. And they really exploited them. When things are coming out, this Muktananda was molesting young girls. Can you imagine that? Huh? It was there in all papers.
But I am not.
And I didn't even know anything.
His interest in Rajneesh
Started because of that. I did not know anything. It changes the whole thing.
Any of these Rajneesh techniques could do anything
First song he was wearing that.
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
The religious experiences, religious
Nowhere,
people,
nowhere.
nowhere.
Nothing close to it about Northeast like this.
They are all very petty tricks, you see, passed on to us from The people who indulge in all this kind of a thing, nothing else. And this is not an experience, Chandrasekhar. This is not an experience. So it cannot be shared with anybody.
But that point you said that pain was there, and biting the lower lip or whatever it is.
Last thing
That is a division.
The division in consciousness.
Yes.
So you cannot die fully aware.
That is also an experience. Still it is a...
And that's what I'm saying.
Ah.
That's what even until then, the division is there.
There.
Yes.
Then it suddenly disappears.
You don't know what happens.
No, no.
There is no way you can fix a point.
May look like an eternity, maybe it's half a minute, maybe.
Not even half a minute.
Maybe.
We don't even know. You can't measure. Somebody watching maybe have a stopwatch and say something about it. What happens at that time, you can never talk about it. If anybody says anything about that,
But you
can't
sometimes
make
say,
consciously.
if I had any will,
that's what I'm saying.
ah,
You see, so you see, you are taking your last breath.
yes,
The breath is slowing down and down and down and down. You see, when you take the last breath, you wouldn't know. Up to a point, you know that you are gasping for breath.
Not beyond that.
Not beyond that, you see. When the breath stops
correct.
and how long it stays that way, I wouldn't know. I'm not interested in giving any exhibition, performance to anybody. I don't care for that at all.
No, but you said that if I had any will, I would never come again.
No,
I
I didn't say that. You see, if it were possible for you
Ah, yes, to say.
I don't want to come back,
Ah,
at that time probably it would be possible. You get it right, you see. Not that I don't want to come back. I have no choice at all.
yes.
Whether to live or... I said the same thing on the television. What choice do I have? I didn't come up into this world of my own choice. So I don't want to go, you see, unless you see something happens. The body is wearing out. See, everybody attempts moksha just before you die. But the body is not in a position to renew itself and survive afterwards. What value has this Chandrasekhar now? You are all the time thinking in terms of value. How it will help you to resolve your filthy problems of living with somebody else. That's all your problem. Living, nothing else. In this world, how to fit in. Huh? That's all that you are interested in.
How to live
So
with
you
my
never
thoughts.
question the value system. I have no value system. I have no moral standards. You will not see me violating your...
No, usually it's like this.
Never.
Usually, if you're playing the game of chess, there are certain laws. You don't ask why the horse moves this way, why does this thing. If you want to play, you have to follow those rules. Otherwise, don't play.
What is it that you are...
So, I'm saying that we want to fit into this values, this society.
But you have not so far succeeded because you have placed before an ideal, you see, of a perfect game.
A perfect game.
Yes. Perfect relationship. The one and the only answer for all your problems. There is no such thing as happiness at all. And when those jokers talk of eternal happiness and permanent happiness, you fall for that. So when there is no such thing as happiness at all, you can't be unhappy. You see, but you are not ready to settle for some moments of happiness.
And some moments of
There is no such thing as, you see, wanting to make that permanent is the misery, is the unhappiness.
wanting to
Make that last longer.
wanting to make it permanent, wanting to get rid of this desire to make it permanent,
You are,
also a problem.
listen, you are not doing anything either to get rid of it or to make it permanent, except thinking about how to make that into a permanent thing. So wanting means thinking. And for thinking you have to depend upon some joker. He is the one that is giving phony ideas to you. You understand? So if you don't want a thing, Chandrasekhar, unfortunately you want.
I want so many things.
So many things, so there is no thinking at all. For these simple things of survival and functioning in this world, you don't need much thinking at all. No thinking is necessary except the basic things. So if you want anything else,
Not to work.
you have to think, work,
Struggle, fight.
struggle. There is no other way. There is no other way.
Get up again, succeed.
That's all. And
That's all. Whatever is my
but you are not ready to accept. They have created a non-existing fantasy world for you. That is why anybody who goes to any of those schools will be a misfit here in this world. You have to fit into this world. There is no other way. They can go there, they are very rich people.
So technical books are the only books to
That's all, no other book. No other book. It tells you, see, how to improve yourself, how many books they have in America, how many therapists they have. Huh?
Still they are not
Oh my
created.
God. Not the only religious thing, so many therapies. You are only perpetuating. You don't understand when I tell you, you don't want to be free from fear. Anything you do to free yourself from fear
Increases your.
only keeps that going. So you don't want. End of the fear is the end of you. You will drop dead now. That's what I'm saying. That's the last fear.
The
you
whole
have.
thing is centered on that. The fear,
And that is
everything.
created by that filthy culture value system. You are not ready to accept that. And so what is responsible for your misery is that spiritual teaching. A con man played the con. Don't say why he played the con man. He also is fooled himself like this.
Himself
Some
is a
petty little
victim.
experience.
Right, himself is a victim, sir.
He's a victim, so you are ready. If you don't want, you are not concerned. The world can be full of con men. It doesn't interest you. You don't want even to save this bitch from such con. No, you can live in hell and die in hell. You don't lift your little. If he doesn't want, what can you do? I don't want. No compassion. What compassion? That's the compassion. There is nothing that this bastard can do. Nothing.
Think that anybody would.
Nobody.
Yes.
Yes. Nobody can do it. It's not something that you can do, even if you want to.
That's wonderful.
Yes. You can't do anything, nobody can do anything.
No, that is why it relieves you of so much of burden.
No, unburdened. You may not get, you see.
Yes.
You are to some extent, you see. That fellow asked me in some radio, Connecticut radio, how many people you have put on the path of righteousness?
No question. Who is
What are you talking about? I have succeeded in taking away a lot of people from that path of righteousness. They are not misfits in this world. They are somebody's. If there is any potential there, it will come. Not the spiritual potential. The potential. Nothing. This bitch has no potential. Sorry to call you a bitch, but you happen to see it. Nothing will come out of it. There was a potential in this fellow, it came. It doesn't matter what it is. You see, not that you are morally better, spiritually advanced, more peaceful. None of those things. The potential that will put you in this world,
And that's the only reality.
that's the only reality. There is no other reality. I'm sorry. You will not do anything wrong, Chancellor. Because you see, you will not do anything wrong. It's only the fear that you will go to the other extreme. You are not what you think you are. You are a filthy bastard. Sorry.
Where is she, sir?
Where?
She's not in existence at all.
No.
Where is Mahesh?
Mahesh doesn't exist.
Yes, that's what I'm telling.
Mahesh is created by the culture, value system.
I don't
There's
know.
no Mahesh there. You know, it didn't occur to me, why the hell do I want to be like Krishnamurti, like Sankara, like Buddha? Huh? I want to be myself. When I discovered be UG and not, then UG disappears. Second, UG is created by that bastard. If that man goes, Chandrasekhar goes. You understand? Until then he will remain. He will improve himself. He will become choicelessly aware. He will be living in eternal bliss. He will be doing so many things. So that fellow...
So as long as I want something, you will remain.
I have to go, Chandrasekhar. You know?
As long as
I am responsible for Chandrasekhar staying there. Because you have fitted me into the series. And the variation of that same Ramana Maharishi, same Jaya Krishnamurti said. Although I am saying, so you see, I was looking for UG. It never occurred to me that UG was created by that fellow. You see, it never occurred to me at that time. Now I got UG, where is UG? UG is gone. Along with that fellow, this fellow also goes. If he is not there, you are not there. So it is very difficult to accept that. I can say 100 times. For the rest of my life, you can listen, it's not going to end. And it is not in your interest. Because you want all this in heaven.
Yes.
That's all. With that everything goes. That they don't tell you. Huh? What will happen?
Yes, if they say that,
They are not in business anymore. Without that I am in business. Can you imagine that?
That's what my boss, another fellow, PL Rao,
Yes.
he was wondering, this man is telling everything against.
Yes.
What anybody would be scared to utter, this man is talking, and how he is becoming famous.
That was his worry. It's strange.
He read the book, and he said, what is this?
He's not an ordinary fellow.
masochists to be troubled by him or what?
Huh?
He thinks men are masochists to be troubled by you
You are a
or
masochist,
what?
That is what religion has taught us. Be a
Right.
masochist, torture yourself. And society has turned you into a sadism. Sadism.
Open పని అయిపోయింది.
Nine అవుతుందండి. Now it's done. Change. Good.
What you said today,
What did I say?
is an hour, was very, it needs to be.
That's the way things come out of me, and not I sit there, somebody interviewing me. You know, it's disgusting. Bad, huh?
Coffee.
Bad coffee.
బాగా చేస్తున్నారు కరుణాసి
Somebody else will ask.
Yes, yes.
You want to check whether there is anything? Astrology, nothing. Very good fellow.
ఫ్లాష్ బ్యాక్ స్టోరీ వాళ్ళ గ్రాండ్ డాటర్స్ కి స్టోరీ చెప్తారు.
Go by car to his place.
No, we are not going there.
Pick him up.
No.
Where are you going?
నాకు
You staying here?
I'm staying in the hotel.
ఇయ్యాల పేపర్ కొన్నావు 6 దివసాలు పాలు తెప్పించావు 3 రోజులుగా ఇదే మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. ఇదిగో కొడుకులు వస్తున్నారు, అదిగో కోడలు వస్తున్నారు అని. అయినా నీ చేతస్తులు కాకపోతే ఆడొచ్చాక ఏం కావాలో కొనుక్కోకూడదేంటయ్యా?
అప్పటికప్పుడు దొరకకపోతే వాడు కష్టపడిపోతారు.
ఇవన్నీ ఉంటే పెద్ద పట్టట్టు. నీ పట్టుదల కాకపోతే పాపం ఆ బాబులు ఎందుకు చెప్పి ఇబ్బంది పడినా వాళ్ళకు ఉండేదే పట్టుమని 10 రోజులు సెలవులు. అందులో వాళ్ళు కొత్త పనులే చేసుకుంటారా? ఈ ముసలాయన కోసం తీర్థయాత్రలే చేస్తారా? నీదేమన్నా దక్షిణ తాప ఏంటిది? ఆ పెద్ద అబ్బాయేమో అక్కడ రోజు అక్కడ పూజించి రావాలి. ఆ రెండో అబ్బాయేమో అదే సరే ఎంత పెద్ద ఆఫీసర్లు అయితే మాత్రం ఇంత దూరం